everybody, Lisa Shah from Escape Out of the Box. And as you can see, this is probably my favourite place for doing videos. It's so nice. But anyway, this week I want to talk to you about do-it-yourself designer power. Now, when I talk about power, I'm talking about the ability that you have to create your own circumstance, your own experience. And the point that I would like to have you consider today is that in order to really tap into this kind of power, then you have to actually yield control of everything else. So ultimately, the ultimate power is about controlling your own thinking and having, deliberate thoughts. Okay, so that's the ultimate control that you need. All other control you need to let go of. But when you do this, the power to create your own experience becomes obvious and available, because you realize that you are the one that's actually in control of your life as it is. You co-create together with Source or God or the universe, however you want to call that being that is intelligent, that is energy, that is all that is. So today I want you to think about that paradox. The fact that if you really want control over your life, the only thing you need to deal with is your own thinking. Become a deliberate thinker. It takes practice, yes, especially if you haven't been doing that and you've let your mind go all over the place. But once you do, the ripple effect of that will be you affect your emotions, you'll change your belief systems over time, and this will alter your physical conditions, it will alter your emotional and mental conditions, it will, by extension, start to affect your experiences and all your circumstances. So if you want that kind of control, if you want that kind of power, forget trying to control anyone else. Forget trying to control anything outside of your own thinking, because that's all you have to do. Today we're talking about Do-It-Yourself Designer Power Part 2. Now, what I wanted to share with you is that when you feel empowered in who you are, then you no longer feel the threat of somebody, you don't have to prove yourself anymore. So there isn't any threat, you don't need to be afraid, you don't need to be concerned about judgment, you don't really care too much what other people think of you, because you don't actually give it any thought, because you're too busy thinking really cool things about how great the world is and the kind of stuff that you want to design in your life. So I wanted to, entice you into looking into developing this personal empowerment through your connection with Source, through doing the things that you love, through finding yourself afresh and anew. And of course, I know lots of different ways to do that, and I would like to begin to introduce some of those things to you as well. But in the meantime, just get hungry to know what it feels like not to be concerned about being afraid of someone else's opinion, or being threatened or afraid of a circumstance that you can't deal with. And here I am back at the French Quarter. And it wouldn't be long. I'm sitting inside this little alcove that's kind of carved into the wall down at the waterfront here, and I'm about to go up to the cafe where I'm going to do some writing on a book that I've completed the first draft on, and I would like to complete it so that I can share it with you. Now, it's Do-It-Yourself Designer Power this week. This is part 3, and I wanted to talk about how this kind of power, usually when we think of power, we think of exerting force towards something, against something, to make something do our bidding or align with our will. This kind of power is not like that. This kind of power is, it flows, it surrenders, it yields, it comes from a different center. And tomorrow when I talk to you, I'll talk to you about the 2 centers that we can work from, and the contrast of the kind of life we can build from working from one or the other. So one is the ego and one is the authentic self. But in the meantime, I want you to realize that the power and impotency of, potency of this particular type of strength comes from flowing. It comes from not resisting. It comes from surrender. And it comes with working together in alignment and harmony with all that is. Because when you're flowing with all that is, you've got all the power working for you. And so what you do is learn how to work with that, harness it, create your world. And that's what we're doing right here, right now. And if you remember yesterday, I was talking to you about the 2 centers from which we can flow. One is the connected, authentic self, the one that is in synchronicity and harmony with all that is. And the other is the egocentric self. And I guess if you'd like to, just as an analogy, take the symbolism of the Garden of Eden, how there's a tree of life and there's a tree of the knowledge of good and evil. And the humans chose the knowledge of good and evil, which was basically their own judgment. And the principle is there that when we decide to judge things good or bad, that's where our troubles begin. And so the whole premise of that is that when we come from the angle of judgment, we're usually coming from an angle of inadequacy, lack, fear. When we come from the tree of life or the authentic self, where all that is and the energy that flows from there is the energy of love. And that frequency allows all good things to come to us without resistance, whereas the other frequency creates all kind of obstacles to different things because it generates attachment and judgment. So what you really desire to do if you want to live free and create your life on purpose this way is to function out of that authentic self. And that comes from obviously being aligned, being consciously connected. That's what I'm good at. So if I can help you, give me a call. Till next week. Oh, Blog Talk Radio next week. It's just me. I am my own guest. So if you have any questions, you can send them to me and I'll try to address them for you. If you'd like to call in, there'll be a link on Facebook or on my site. And if you'd like to chat, you can access it from my show page as well. So please join me. I would really love your company and I'd love some feedback. So hopefully I will hear or see you on Tuesday. In the meantime, have a great weekend and I'll see you next week. Bye.